So welcome to the December 2021 edition of What I've Been Writing With Lately. This is the video series in which I talk about the pens and pencils that I've been writing with. These aren't reviews or endorsements. They're just the pens and pencils that have been on my desk this month. This is a monthly series, so make sure you check back for the previous videos if you like this one. And now we'll jump right into it. This pen right here has been with me a long time. This is the you probably recognize it. It's a Uni-ball 207. It's the Signo 207 technically, but most people know it as the 207. And I know I've had this one for a long time because it doesn't have the original refill in it. This is a bold, which means it originally had the 1.0 millimeter refill. In the 207, that's a very wet gel pen refill, and it goes through ink quickly. So I wore that one out and maybe another one, I forget how old it is, and now I'm using it with, you'll see this, I think this is a 0.5 millimeter in this nice green color. I'm pretty sure this is a 207 refill, but it, again, at some point I ran out of the 1.0, probably it would have been a blue based on this color, and that one ran out of ink. I replaced it with the green, and I've been using it not a ton, but it's been on my desk for the last few days just for some general note taking and all. I really do like the 207 pen. I like that sneaker style grip, just comfortable, has a nice click, and it's a nice gel ink. I don't know what else to say except 207 has always been a really solid offering. This right here is called the Zebra Sarasa Nano. It's a new gel pen from Zebra in the Sarasa line, which is the equivalent of a Pilot G2 or a Pentel Energel, something like that. And the Nano is the newest model in the Sarasa family. This model was released in Japan, I want to say December, maybe not December, probably like mid-November. And it's been pretty hard to get in the US, but some of these are just making their way to the United States now at the end of December. This is a really interesting pen. It is a gel pen, 0.3 millimeter, so quite thin, but in the style of a bunch of maybe 2 or 3 pens that came out in the past couple of years, it's like very thin, but also quite well suited just for day-to-day writing. It used to be that if you had a 0.28 or 0.25 or a 0.3 millimeter pen, they were really hard to write with. You had to write near vertical and they were extremely scratchy. That's no longer the case. Now you could have a nice, is it super smooth? No, but it's totally fine for day-to-day use. So a easy to write with 0.3 millimeter gel pen. The Jetstream, or the Jetstream Edge or whatever, this was a ballpoint, which is much more of a kind of a technological feat. Getting a ballpoint down to 0.28 millimeters, getting a gel to 0.3 is not as big of a deal, but this is a really nice, usable pen, and I think it's really good looking. And it's in that Sarasa family, which is a great writing gel ink. So I'm really looking forward to these things getting more widely available on the market. I've been using them for a couple weeks now, and I really do like them. You just see really quickly, has a nice grip here, rubberized grip, matte plastic, has that Sarasa clip, spring-loaded clip, two-tone button, and this really cool metal piece here that is, I guess, the writing tip. I have a full review on this pen coming up any day now, so check back or subscribe to get that. But that's the Sarasa Nano. Just a really nice gel pen. This one I found in my desk, or not found, I had in my desk, and I grabbed it. This is a Zebra, sorry, not a Zebra. It's a Tombow Zoom, I want to call it the 505, something like that. And this is a rollerball, all metal exterior, pretty good looking pen. It's sold usually in black and silver or like a platinum type color. I have it in a strange purple somewhere. like here, and in this red, which I like. It's got a kind of a rubberized grip here, has that peak tip, so you can always know what color you're writing with. And I have this in a, I think a 0.7 or 1.0 millimeter roller ball. You can see it's a nice, generous roller ball. So this is the Tombow Zoom 505. One of those kind of fountain pen writing roller balls. It's a good writer, comfortable, handsome pen, well made. These things sell for about $20. I think it's a pretty good deal for what it is. The main thing you have to keep in mind with is you're stuck with these proprietary Tombow refills, which work well, but if you don't have one handy, you're kind of stuck. I guess this one has something here. This is a 100 Centennial, so maybe this was some sort of anniversary color. Who knows? But that's the Tombow Zoom 505. Nice roller ball. I've been using this pencil as well. This is an Ohto Sharp Pencil 2.0, and it's a mechanical pencil, not a clutch style, even though it has a 2.0 millimeter lead there. It's not a clutch. At least I wouldn't call it a clutch, because when you click it, it goes out like a mechanical. This doesn't open up and the lead sort of falls out the way you'd expect with a clutch pencil. As you can see, it looks like a pencil. This, I believe, is real wood. If I push my fingernail into it, it does dent it. So it is real wood, though we don't sharpen it. It has this piece of metal or brass or whatever here, and the 2.0 millimeter piece of lead. It's funny with the name, you know, it's so called a Sharp Pencil 2.0, as if it was, you know, version 2.0 and they had, you know, a version preceding this, or, you know, a set of versions preceding this. You're like, oh, what's the upgrade on the version 2.0 ahead of, you know, V1.9? Did you guys release any, you know, feature enhancements to your pencil? It's not like that. It's just a cool pencil in 2.0 millimeter. It has a true ferrule and a eraser. I mean, obviously it has an eraser, but it has that sort of aesthetic appeal of a pencil, even though of a wooden pencil, even though it's mechanical. If you take this apart, you could see a nice big piece of metal there. This is a well-made instrument. I want to say it sells for about $10, give or take. I bought this one a few months ago and didn't use it a ton, and then lately I've been playing with it a fair bit and just, I don't know, kind of just tickled by how nicely made it is. And then it's nice and comfortable, which it's wide, even though it is on the short side, and it does look cool. It doesn't have a sharpener in it, which you normally see with one of these 2.0 millimeter pencils, so it can dull out. But I have a few different clutch pencils, most of which have sharpeners built into them, so it's not really been a problem. So Ohto Sharp pencil. This is the Lamy Ideos. This is Lamy's new sort of high-end fountain pen. This one sells for a little bit over $100. Just came out maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I did a full video review on this probably early December, maybe late November, and I've been using this pen a whole lot. I put this nice green Lamy ink in it. I'm using it with a cartridge instead of a converter. This pencil, this pen rather, if you want my full thoughts, go back and check the video. I would say on the whole, it's an interesting design. It's a teardrop shape, so it's rounded at the bottom and flat, you know, pointed at the top. Comfortable to hold, very nicely made. I like how it looks. I know not everyone loves Lamy. They think it's maybe a little bit too simple, or kind of they're not into the minimalist aesthetic. Or some people just don't like all metal pens. I like it a lot, and I think Lamy did a nice job here. It is kind of a bummer that it only has a stainless steel nib on it for $110 to get a stainless steel nib. Kind of annoying. I really do like Lamy's gold nib, but they tend not to include that with pens under maybe $150, $160. I'm talking street price there. They're like their MSRP on those pens would be probably well over 200 if you want to buy it from the Lamy store. But on the whole, I've been really enjoying this one. I don't know if it's going to remain in my sort of permanent collection, but it's been a fun addition to the Lamy family, and it's just a good daily driver, just a nice everyday pen. Okay, so this pen I've been using a lot, but only for the last few days, so it just got to me. This I bought from Amazon Japan. It's been really hard to track down because it only came out in mid-December. This is called the Pentel Calme. There's an E at the end. I don't think it's Calme or something like that. I think it's just the calm, like it's supposed to make you calm. This is a multi-pen, but it's also sold as a single color pen that I've been unable to get. And what the Calme series is, it's basically, my understanding is that it's Pentel's take on the Zebra Blend. Zebra Blend was a really nicely made minimalist pen designed to have no shakes, no rattles, just a smooth, calm writing experience. It was a great pen, still is a great pen. And that's from Zebra. Now Pentel, again, this is my understanding, they have a pen sort of the same inspirations, has that sort of monotone color scheme. This is with the tip extended, almost silent, quiet now but not silent, rubberized grip just like the Blend, and very similar design. So I've been using this one for a little while now, and I don't know, I would say it's fine so far. It's not as nicely made as the Blend. It doesn't look as good. It writes well. It's a Zebra, so no shock there. I was only able to buy it in the 0.5 millimeter. I would have preferred to see this in the 0.7 millimeter, but I just couldn't find any of them. So this is a good writer. I think it uses Zebra's emulsion ink, which is their ballpoint style ink, sort of the competitor to Pilot Acro or the Jetstream. And I would say on the whole, it's interesting, but I don't love it so far. This mechanism up here, this tends to happen where the blue is like, what happens is like sometimes these things get a little stuck. I'll just say, maybe that wasn't the perfect demonstration of it, but the colors are, the little sliders get stuck halfway, and that was happening with one of my pens. I was able to track down two, but they're the same thing, so not exactly a smart move there. But one of them is kind of getting stuck with the sliders. Other than that, it's been performing fine and writing nicely. I think they kind of missed the mark with the aesthetics a little bit. It's in this sort of military green, which is, I guess, fine, but they still have the big sticker there, which is kind of ruins the aesthetic for me. And then this clip, it just feels really cheaply made, which is not a good thing. I mean, obviously it's not good, just was the clip should be nicely made, but this is a functional clip. If this thing breaks, then you're going to lose the black color. This is, by the way, a 3-color multi-pen, not a 2-color plus a pencil. Anyway, I'm going to do a full review on this. It's called the Pentel Calme 3. Once I get tracked down the Calme 1, I'll have some more thoughts on it. And then lastly, on the pencil side, I've been revisiting the Orenz Nero. This is just such a super cool pencil, so nicely made, and just, it's automatic, it writes really well. It has a tip you could hide for travel, and has that sort of metal plastic blend to it, which gives it a lot of weight, but also some of the really interesting dynamic styling that you could do with plastic. Just a really great pencil overall. My only real issue with this one is I only have it in the 0.3 millimeter. It's also sold in 0.2 millimeter, and then this year in 2021, the Pentel came out with a 0.5 millimeter, which I don't have, but I really would prefer this 0.3 millimeter, even though it writes nicely. If you're not careful, and I've done this many times, you will definitely rip up your lead with a overly sharp piece of 0.3mm pencil. It's fine generally, but if you're not careful, you could sort of tear into some softer papers. So I've done that a few times, and it makes me think that I should just go with the 0.5mm. But it costs like 25 bucks, so I wasn't exactly dying to just go ahead and buy another one. But yeah, it is really a great pen and fun to use and really nicely made. The Orenz Nero. So that about covers the pens and pencils that I've been using in December 2021. Pretty interesting month for me with a bunch of different writing equipment that I've been using and finally getting some new stuff in. 2021 was really slow in the release of stuff, but now towards the end of the year, we're seeing, you know, the Sarasa Nano, the Calmes, the Ideos, and a bunch of other fun stuff coming out. So keep checking back for more videos. Thanks for watching.